I for a long time really appreciated Norman Finkelstein, but I've seen what he's been doing lately, and it is disturbing. And there is, and again, I mean, this kind of gets back to what Trotsky. I talk about Trotsky, the spirit of the ghetto, right? What I hear, and I get very frustrated. There's this line that Israel cannot have any agency of its own. It's just a tool of U.S. imperialism. It's just the tool of U.S. imperialism. And having dealt with, I don't know what you want to call them, crypto Zionists on the left for so long, I know what they're really saying. All right. And that is, they're saying, my people are not the problem. It's those white Christians. That's what they're saying. This is an ethnic argument, right? It's that, that their people, maybe they're doing bad things. Maybe they're chanting gas the Arabs. Maybe they just passed a law about hanging Palestinians. But really the problem is the Europeans, and the problem is the white Europeans. It's not us. And I take particular offense to it. And I observed that for years on the left of, we would see a mob of right-wing Zionists in New York City saying, kill the Arabs. And their response is, oh, that's so sad. But if they see a mob, a crowd of Trumpers, oh, they're evil, they all deserve to be killed. It's blatant racism. I mean, it's that the problem, as far as they are concerned, is white European Christians. And they are the problem. So Israel must be somehow just a puppet of the evil white European Christians. That's what they're saying. In the early years of Israel, sure, in the 50s and 60s, you could say that Israel was kind of being controlled and used by the West. It was the Balfour Declaration that created Israel and all of that. But at this point, Israel very clearly is pulling the strings and is forcing U.S. imperialism to do things that the imperialists themselves are saying are not in their interest. You listen to Joe Kent, you listen to what's being said. I mean, Israel has a level of its own power and is pulling levers. That doesn't make U.S. imperialism or the globalist apparatus centered around the U.S. corporations and monopolies blameless. That's not what we're saying. But to make it sound that Israel is just a tool at this point is ridiculous, and it's also it's got a racial implication. I must say, and that it's a manifestation of crypto Zionism. And I could tell stories if you want. I mean, when I came back from Iran, I gave a speech, to the leftist group I was in, and I remember they came at me and said, "Oh, how dare you?" And I was like, "This is bizarre. I thought we were anti-Israel." Well, we're anti-Israel, but you have to be anti-Israel in our way. We have to be anti-Israel in a way that makes Zionists not the main villain. And I've been frustrated with that all along, and I feel like that's what I'm hearing from Norman Finkelstein. Despite, I mean, I love his work and I respect a lot of what he's done over the years. I don't think this discredits him completely, but it's just an unfortunate turn that he's taking. And it kind of gets back to what you were saying about you always want to fight the other side. I think there's a real fear on his part of uniting with dissident MAGA, uniting with people on the right that are anti-Israel, right? That's a fear because there's this fear of the right wing that is just part of being a leftist. You have to just fear the right wing, and that we are entering a period where a real kind of left-right populist alliance could come into existence, and that goes against what a lot of lifelong activists on the left and the right have just spent their lives preaching. I mean, that just can't be, right? It's something that they're going to resist.